Fans react to Netflix now removing controversial scene from 13 Reasons Why.
Ooh, Jeffree star involved in Lady Gaga beauty drama.
And an update on what's really going on between Sean and Camila.
All that and more on today's Daily Hollywood Rundown.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Hollywood Rundown.
Also known as the DHR.
Yes, or
also
the
known
DHR.
Or the DHR. I just made that one up.
I was going to say, whoever said DHR.
Darling.
I'm Emile, Ennis Jr.
And I'm Sussan Morad. And we are so happy you're here with us, you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
If it's your first time here, welcome. Welcome to the party. We
Yes.
literally have a party here every day.
We do have a party every day, and if it's your first time here, you should probably subscribe. Also, if it's not your first time here
Thank you.
and you still haven't subscribed, you should probably do that too.
But also just thank you.
Right.
Thank you for being here with us.
I'll be the bad guy. Subscribe. And click that bell so you never miss a single update and comment. We read all of your comments. So leave a comment in the comment section below. We have lots of news to talk about today.
We have so much good news to talk about today. We have good news every day.
Well,
but today is extra special.
Extra special, starting with Kendall and Kylie Jenner. Just kidding, we're only talking about Kendall, but there is a Kyle involved. It's Kyle, who we're gonna talk about in a second. Let's just get into it. So we all remember when Kendall was dating Ben Simmons, who just signed a new 5-year, $170 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. That's just like my contract over here at Clevver. Not. Well, anyway, that's over, and now rumor has it that Kendall is dating Kyle Kuzma, a player on the LA Lakers. They were spotted on a yacht together last week. Well, Kendall's ex, Ben Simmons, his sister, Liv Simmons, has something to say. She must have seen the photos because she came on to Twitter and said, "I just wouldn't ever want to be known for dating athletes. Like, imagine working your way through a league, not a team, a league."
Oh.
She tweeted this just one day after the photos came out of Kendall and Kyle on that yacht. Seems suspicious, right? Well, that's what everyone else thought too. Tons of people flocked to Liv Simmons' mentions to call her out for being shady to Kendall, to which she replied, "Oh, you guys, I live under a tree. Hashtag shady life." Okay, so sure, she never said she was talking about Kendall, but she never said she wasn't either. When someone called her out and said, "So you're dissing Kendall, maybe? Ben Simmons, can you please tell your sister to shut up and stop hating on her?" She replied, "I didn't say any names, but if the shoe fits, wear it." Ooh. So while this whole thing started about a week ago, she came back on Twitter today to say, "Don't make me start stating facts. Y'all wouldn't like that very much." As well as posting this meme that reads, "Me getting accused of something I know I did." And now Kendall has clapped back, not directly in reply to Liv, but she did reply to this guy with less than 300 followers who tweeted this pic saying, "Starting 5 of NBA players Kendall Jenner dated." Kendall tweeted back at him saying, 2 out of 5, accurate, thanks. Meaning she's only dated 2 of the 5 people she was rumored to have dated. I'm glad she's speaking out and setting the rumor straight, and honestly, like, to shame someone for, living their life, she just is attracted to a certain type of guy. Let her live.
All right, so moving on to the latest tea in the Shamila update. So yesterday we spoke to you guys about the kissing that happened over San Francisco over the weekend, where it was very public. It was very much on display. There was a lot of tonsil hockey involved, but there was a lot of people questioning the authenticity of this kissing meetup, where many people were saying, "Oh, it's staged." Having them kiss like that in public just doesn't seem like the usual thing that would happen.
Right.
So there was a lot of mixed feelings online about whether it was legit or not. And basically, we now have an update on actually what supposedly is going on. So after years of friendship and musical collaborations, the two singers have officially sparked a romance. First the Señorita video, then their 4th of July shenanigans, holding hand brunch dates, late night diner canoodling, stargazing at Sean's concerts, and now the PDA-fueled breakfast and diner dates, and the kissing, of course. Now, according to E! News, a source has reportedly revealed this insight on the romance, saying, "It already feels to them like they've been together for a lot longer than they have. They've known each other and have been part of each other's lives for a while, so it's all very natural and moving quickly." E! News' source went on to say, "The timing wasn't right before, but it's right now. They are going for it without holding back. This step in their relationship is exciting for them both. They haven't wanted to be apart at all. It's 24/7 and all out at this point." The insider added, even though Sean is currently on tour, Camila wants to be there and not leave his side. Neither of them want to be away from each other. She has the opportunity to be there with him and she's taking it.
Things are heating up. And we just have to wait and see. Ooh, that's a spit.
You're always spitting.
I literally always spit. We'll just have to wait and see what happens to this relationship. They're cute. I didn't spit on you.
I was just rubbing You know, like it feels lovely.
I will say I think my saliva should be bottled and sold as product because I think it would be a great moisturizer. But moving on to saliva and spit, their kiss, you know, was interesting, or multiple kisses, and the public PDA is interesting, and you know, just let them live their lives. Yeah. I think that's my thing for this episode. Just let them live their lives.
Let them live their truth, as Jordan Woods would say. No, I think as well, the more that I see and the more that I think about it, and I spoke about this yesterday, I feel like it really is a blossoming romance between the two of them, and maybe by them taking things public, not so much commenting on it, but being in the public and being affectionate with one another is their way of just figuring it out and just seeing like how things sort of progress and unfold, and they clearly do look more and more loved up every day that we see them, and so I think it's going to be really interesting, and we really hope it works out because we'd love little babies. Can you imagine?
Wait a minute, slow the roll.
Okay,
slow the roll.
I'm just getting ahead of myself, but can you imagine?
All right, so guys, just let me know in the comment section if you want me to bottle my saliva up and sell it as my new cosmetics line. I'm thinking like Saliva by E. Moving on.
Saliva by E?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because my name starts with E, even though it's pronounced Emile. Anyway, we're going to talk about somebody else's cosmetics line.
I'm just going to leave it there.
Jeffree Star has some things to say about Lady Gaga's new cosmetics line. And let's just say that some fans of Lady Gaga were not happy. So first it was Kylie's scan, and now Jeffree Star is being accused of shading Lady Gaga's new House Laboratories line. So after Gaga announced that her debut beauty line was launching exclusively on Amazon, the entire line became available to pre-order on Amazon yesterday on Amazon Prime Day. However, despite it not actually being released until September 2019. While Gaga fans were hyped to get their orders in early, Jeffree took to Twitter to question the 2-month advance. He tweeted, "Everyone keeps asking me to review Lady Gaga's House Labs makeup. It went on sale last night, but they're not shipping until September." As you can imagine, Gaga's fans came for Jeffree, with one user responding, "It's called pre-order, darling. We love you so much, so don't try it." To which Jeffree responded, "I know what a pre-order is. I don't like launches where we customers have to wait several months. The product should be available immediately when you're at that level of success, but that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean I don't love Gaga. Take a deep breath." Knowing that her fans are not ones to be messed with, Jeffree decided to take the conversation off Twitter and took to Snapchat and Insta stories to explain his opinion in more detail. He said, "I want to start a conversation on Snapchat. Beauty Twitter is full of so many opinions, which I live for, but you know, the internet." He then went on to say,
"But it is a pre-order and it's not shipping until September." Girl, all I did was I said, look, I think when you're at that level of success, of that wealth, you should have a line ready to roll. So of course, everyone has their opinions, but me as a consumer, as a makeup lover, girl, I want to review it right now. If it's on sale, it should be shipping Amazon Priming to my mother door right this second.
And for those that began calling Jeffree out for using a pre-order previously on his blood sugar eye palette, he said, "Everyone's trying to come for me like, Jeffree, you did a pre-order once in 5 years, but it's just an opinion. We all have one. It doesn't mean I don't love Gaga." I completely understand where he's coming from. I'm the same way. I think where he's coming from is sometimes you get so excited as a consumer for a product or for a TV show. Well, TV show's not really, but product, I mean, in this situation. But like for like a pre-order situation, like you get so excited for the product, and then when we found out, was it last week, that Lady Gaga was coming out with a cosmetics line, I thought, once we found out,
I want to buy it.
I keep spitting. I'm so sorry.
I know, it's fine.
Once it comes out, it says coming out on Prime Day. I thought it was going to be like the actual thing. I know it's going to be a pre-order thing, which I'm still excited for it, but
yeah, no, I completely agree. First of all, can I just make a little segue and just say, I love watching Jeffree Star's stories.
Oh yeah, they're
captivating. Have you noticed though, he is flawless, but have you noticed, I love this thing that a lot of the beauty YouTubers do when they talk with their nails.
Oh yeah.
They do this, and you can almost like hear the nails clip, because I remember James Charles does that too, and I'm like, I really like the way this feels. I think I'm gonna start trying a bit of that.
You have to get your nails a little longer.
Well, I know I got like boys' nails. I can't grow my nails. Anyway, moving on. I completely understand, and he did say, "Look, I'm not I love Gaga. I'm not specifically shading Gaga.
Yeah.
He's just really excited to try the product as a consumer, as we all are.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love seeing Jeffree's reviews because he's so honest, and I just can't wait to see what he's got to say when he finally gets
When he finally gets it.
All right, now a lot of you are probably familiar with the series 13 Reasons Why on Netflix. It's been a very controversial series for many reasons. Now, almost 2 years later, there's like a very controversial scene, a suicide scene in season 1 in the finale. And It stirred up a lot of controversy, and now almost 2 years later, Netflix has decided to edit out that scene. In a statement, Netflix said, quote, "We've heard from many young people that 13 Reasons Why encourage them to start conversations about difficult issues like depression and suicide and get help, often for the first time. As we prepare to launch season 3 later this summer, we've been mindful about the ongoing debate around the show. So on the advice of medical experts, we've decided with creator Brian Yorkley and the producers to edit the scene in which Hannah takes her own life from season 1. The original scene is now no longer available on Netflix. It showed Hannah assessing her life in the mirror before sitting in a bathtub and taking a razor to her wrist. The new scene, which has been updated on Netflix, shows Hannah looking at herself in the mirror before cutting to her parents' reaction on her suicide instead. Well, fans on Twitter have some opinions on this Netflix change, and let's just say they're very divided. Some saying that it took Netflix long enough, like this user saying, "It took you long enough," and another saying, "It took you 2 years to acknowledge the fact that the scene was inappropriate and triggering, just take down the show." With others calling out other traumatizing scenes that will be left in, like this person who wrote, "1. We all saw it already. 2. Take out the broom scene, please. It was genuinely traumatizing and one of the nastiest things I've ever watched." As well as many others saying just cancel the show, like this person who said, "How about you just cancel this extremely triggering show instead? And get rid of the show. It's been 2 years, everyone's seen it, the damage is done." But others are saying the scene should be left in as is, like this user who wrote, "I completely disagree with all the negative controversy regarding this scene. As hard as it is to watch, it made me realize how scary and serious suicide is. It didn't glamorize it for me. It scared me away from ever doing anything like it." While some called out Netflix for doing this now for publicity for the next season, saying, "Yo, they're only doing this now so people remember that the show's a thing because no one wants to watch season 3. I mean, it's a lot.
So for this, I think usually I'm like, oh, the internet has something to say all the time. This one, I feel like it's right that there should be some division among what fans and critics think. Obviously, I understand all sides. I understand from people who were triggered by that, or they have family members who may have been triggered by that, or there might be parents or whatever. I understand why they might applaud Netflix for getting rid of this. But then on the flip side, I understand people who are saying, you shouldn't watch the show. You can't satisfy everyone. That last tweet really got me, though. It is interesting that they are doing this in advance of season 3 because there is a little bit of marketing and PR that makes it seem a little disingenuous. So I'm glad that they took it out.
Yes.
But at the same time, I hope that it just wasn't for the purpose of reminding people that, oh, season 3's on the way.
Yeah, and I think there's two sides to that as well, and I agree with everything you've said. And the other side to the fact that it kind of coincides really coincidentally with season 3 is because a lot of times when a new season starts, sometimes there's people who haven't seen any of the prior seasons.
Very true.
Or people want to get a refresher, so you go back and you start watching from season 1, season 2.
Especially with Netflix when it's like you're binge watching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's another time where people are going to revisit that episode all over again. So there is that side of the story where you go, okay, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think the damage has been done for people who aren't happy about that episode, but at least for people moving forward that might be watching the series for the first time, they can avoid a lot of the confusion and the upset that came with that episode.
It'll be interesting to see, though, if they actually address what fans are saying about like some of the other scenes that...
Well, that was the thing too. I was having a look on Twitter and there were so many people calling out so many of the other scenes and saying, well, what about this? What about that? I saw that and I can't take it back.
But at that point, you can't then you have to just get rid of the whole show because the show but don't watch the show then. Like, you know what I mean?
We sound like the Twitter comments.
We're going like back and forth, but like
you see every side to the story in this one. So yeah. All right, you guys, it's time for the final rundown. 1.5 minutes on the clock, Emile, and we are off. Okay, you guys, so Lana Condor and Noah Centineo's online flirting has kicked off again, and we are so here for it. Lana took to Instagram to share a hashtag relatable video of her and Noah goofing off while taking down a slice of pizza, and man, did we miss this kind of content from them. She captioned the video, quote, "One of us is more coordinated than the other. Also, note the pizza." Can we please just take a moment and appreciate everything about this? I mean, sure, we know they say they're just friends and that this may be a little PR for their upcoming sequel, but I mean, we can dream, right?
Oh, we can totally dream.
The fact she didn't drop that pizza, I'm just like, this is why we love you, Lana.
But MTV caught up with Leo DiCaprio and asked a very interesting question. So MTV asked one of history's most often thought about questions in movie controversies. Could Leo DiCaprio, aka Jack in Titanic, have fit on the door at the end of Titanic? Josh Horowitz asked Leo the question during the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie junket, and his response was hilarious, especially because his co-stars Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt seemed to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
No comment.
Did you mention it at the time? Were you like, should we make the door smaller? So
Like I said, I have no comment.
That was hilarious. Now, Time revealed its 5th annual list of the 25 most influential people online, and it has so many of our favorites, you guys. It's unranked because we can't imagine having to rank this many incredible people. It includes BTS, Ariana Grande, Liza Koshy, Emma Chamberlain, Cardi B, James Charles, and JoJo Siwa, just to name a few.
And nominations for the 71st Annual Emmy Awards were announced this morning, and Game of Thrones was nominated for a record-breaking 32 Emmys, including Best Drama, which I was gonna say I know some fans probably have some thoughts about that, considering that finale, but that's the final rundown.
That's the final rundown, you guys.
All right, guys, that is a wrap on today's episode of the Daily Hollywood Rundown. I want to know what you think about the whole Jeffree starred Lady Gaga thing. Do you think the internet was being too sensitive? I think so, but let us know in the comment section below.
Yes, also, I want to know what your thoughts are on 13 Reasons Why and the edited scene now, 2 years later being taken out of the series. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Do you have some thoughts? Honestly, I really want to know what you guys think because everybody was so divided, and like you saw, we could see every side of the story. But that's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show.
It's a wrap.
But we'll be here tomorrow,
Yes.
so no need to be very sad about it. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. We will see you then.
Bye. But guys, before you go ahead, take some time, click right over here to check out yesterday's episode of the DHR.
Oh, it's a really good one. But you know, today's Tuesday, you guys, and you know what rhymes with Tuesday?
What?
Subscribe!
What?
Doesn't it rhyme?
No, that doesn't rhyme.
Well, it doesn't really rhyme. But you guys, subscribe because
Do
like,
it.
yeah, it's like, why not?